Hi everyone, hope you've had a good week. Welcome to week 5 of the term in our Powerful Poetry Club. And today what I wanted you to look at or think about was being there and inspiring others. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at some inspirational poetry today, and that will relate to your task, which I'll explain at the end of this PowerPoint. Right, so we're going to start with a poet named Emily Dickinson, a very talented poet, but typically, given the time, not recognized during her life for her poetry. She wrote prolifically all the time, and she'd often send poems and letters to friends, but she was not publicly recognized right away. In fact, her first published works were posthumously, which means after she had passed away. She was then recognized, and she has one particularly incredible poem. It's a short poem, but it's very meaningful. Okay, and typically she didn't give titles to her poems, so when that happens, we use the first line as the title. So we can call it, "If I Can Stop One Heart from Breaking." If I can stop one heart from breaking, I shall not live in vain. If I can ease one life the aching, or cool one pain, or help one fainting robin unto his nest again, I shall not live in vain. Okay, so this is a very simple but very meaningful poem in that what she's saying is, my life is worthwhile if I help others. Okay, and I think that's quite inspirational. So even if things don't go perfectly in your own life, if you're helping others, then that gives you purpose. And that's what this poem means. I mean, she extends that also to nature, so helping animals as well. Right, so we now have a poet named Edgar Guest. Okay, he's another American poet. All right, and he wrote a lot of poetry that was, again, encouraging and about getting through life's struggles. Okay, I really quite like his poetry as a result. And he likes to bring in this particular poem that I'm about to read to you, the themes of courage and perseverance. So courage meaning being brave enough to get through things. Perseverance is to have the attitude where you're going to be dedicated and motivated and get through it. Okay, and that's quite an important message to see as well. So let's take a look at this poem. See it through. When you're up against a trouble, meet it squarely face to face. Lift your chin and set your shoulders. Plant your feet and take a brace. When it's vain to try to dodge it, do the best that you can do. You may fail, but you may conquer. See it through. Black may be the clouds about you, and your future may seem grim. But don't let your nerve desert you. Keep yourself in fighting trim. If the worst is bound to happen, spite of all that you can do, running from it will not save you. See it through. Even hope may seem but futile when with troubles you're beset. But remember you are facing just what other men have met. You may fail, but fall still fighting. Don't give up whatever you do. Eyes front, head high to the finish. See it through. Okay, so I mean, this has the imagery of perhaps a soldier at war. They've got to get through a battle, but that imagery very much relates to real life and how we get through our own battles. Okay, and at the end of the day, his message is very clear. Despite all of the negativity, keep at it and see it through. Right, so this next poem is actually one I wrote when I was 6 years old with the help of my father. Okay, so forgive the fact that it is childlike. And it's called The Heart Has Love. The heart has love, it never fails. Think of a dove when you see a bird that sails. Have a heart when people are sad. Take a while to cheer them up. Then maybe they won't feel so bad when you offer them a loving cup. Now, it's very clear to me, my father got me to write this so that I could start to think about writing poetry, first of all, but also more to the point, being kind to others. Okay, and this poem I've not forgotten, and it stuck with me my entire life. So clearly at the time it made an impression, and it was meaningful to me. And that's really what's lovely about poetry. It can be so meaningful to you, but then through your poetry, you provide meaning to others, and you inspire them, which is what your task is this week. Okay? The style of poetry is completely up to you, again, all right? But I would like you to write an inspirational poem. The two types of categories we've gone through in the poetry in this PowerPoint were about being there for other people, okay, and also getting through a challenge and not giving up. So those are two suggestions for what your poems could be about, being there for others and also getting through a challenge and not giving up. But you can write about anything else that you find inspirational. Okay, so the point of your poetry this week is to do two things. First of all, to inspire you, and through doing so, to inspire others. I hope you enjoy that task, and please don't forget to email them to me when you're done.